Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Chicago Bears has just acquired the Arlington Park Racetrack with designs on building a new stadium. Their current home, Soldier Field, they've been playing there since 1971, and prior to that, they played at the Cubs' Wrigley Field. The only reason they moved to Soldier Field was because the NFL had a new seat requirement for the league that had merged with the AFL. So the Bears, they never quite been happy with moving to Soldier Field. Ever since then, they've been trying to find a way to get out of it. The opportunity has come now with the availability of this old racetrack, and the Bears have been planning on how to get their hands on it. But finally, they paid $197 million for the privilege. So what's next? Turmoil. Of course, the city of Chicago doesn't want to lose the Bears. Up until this point, Chicago, the Mayor Lightfoot, she's been making a joke of it, not really taking the Bears serious. And now that this track has been sold, now it's a very real possibility that the Bears are going to build a new stadium up in Arlington Heights. This kind of reminds me of Cleveland Browns and Art Modell. For years, that man tried to get it out of the old stadium, and the city just wouldn't give him a break. It wouldn't work with the man no kind of way. And what really ticked them off is when they agreed to build the Indians a new stadium. So Modell, he packed his team up and left. Up until that point, nobody took him serious, thinking all along that, Cleveland, they've been here for a long time. They're going to stay here. Same thing with the Bears. Nobody really takes the Bears serious that this team is going to move. So lo and behold, it looks like the Bears are going to make that move into Arlington Heights. By doing so, they get a chance to increase their revenue, even though it's going to cost them about $80 million to leave if they were to leave before their lease ends in 2033. I think the Bears will be willing to pay that cost because now they get more revenue. They control the stadium. They can have more events, kind of like what Jerry Jones does with his stadium down in Dallas. So $80 million is a lot of money, but with the revenue that they're going to bring in with a new stadium, just a drop in the bucket. So as I think about Art Modell and what happened to him and how he moved that team to Baltimore, it looks like the city of Chicago and its leadership, particularly Mayor Lightfoot, who's now in a bad political position, especially if the Bears do move away from Chicago, that's going to fall on her, even though she doesn't really have a whole lot of control of it. But what they'll remember is all the smart remarks she made about the Bears. True or not, it still falls on her. But it looks like to me that the Bears are going to be moving, and until they come up with some stadium renderings, probably sometime this year, we won't know for sure. But expect the Bears to be on the move out of Soldier Field. Sports for Real.